Hey everyone, let's play a little song real quick. I got a song.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go.
Go New York, go New York, go. All right, everyone, welcome to Planet of NY Sports. Here we talk Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, and a little bit of the Knicks and Nets. And as you can see, the New York Knicks have been eliminated from the NBA playoffs. What a glorious day. I got my root beer here. I got my Jimmy Butler jersey. I got my dad mad at me. I don't really care. Rodrick, do you have any reactions to the Knicks losing this?
Initially, it's just funny how it all played out at the end because the inbound of the ball they had a good play set up, and then Quentin Grimes airballed a three. So it's funny to see one of the most toxic, obnoxious, um, undeserving franchises in all of sports get absolutely humbled, and it's a great day, right? It's a great day.
It is a great day. The Yankees have won. Rodrick, did the Mets win?
We did.
The Mets have won. The Knicks have lost. For us, this is a great day. For New York fans, this probably is not a good day because
we don't talk about yesterday though. Yesterday doesn't count.
for the Mets, it's nice to see them back on track in terms of winning. Same thing with the Yankees, because don't even get me started. You guys saw the rant video, which the views have been up on that video, which is good. Go continue and watch that video. It seems when we rant, those get the most views, but I digress. Interesting. Interesting. But Jayden, do you have any reactions to the Knicks being eliminated from the playoffs?
Well, let's be real. Your team is horrible. I do not like their roster at all. They have a great point guard in Jalen Brunson. The shooting guard, I don't know. I don't. I'm not going to bring up the guy. I'm not going to bring up the guy.
Bring him up. Bring him up.
Power forward. Julius Randle, he's not consistent, bro. Small forward. I'm skipping over RJ Barrett, bro. Like, don't say nothing, Roger. So RJ Barrett is like, I don't know. He's mid. He's mid, bro.
Like
he's
greatest
inconsistent
basketball
too.
player of all time.
He's very inconsistent, and I mean, I feel like next year going into free agency, they'll be a better team. Right now, they're not made to make the NBA Finals or made to verse the Celtics or any team like that. They're not really that kind of caliber team at all. So we're all expected them to lose in the playoffs. Let's be real. Let's be realistic here. Let's be honest with each other.
This might have been their best shot to do something because they had the series against the Cavaliers. It's like you can win that series. You had the series against the Heat. It's like you can win that series. They could have made it to the conference final if they played up to standard. But the issue is they don't have enough star power.
Yeah, and
obviously they would have gotten smoked in the conference final.
I feel like they're a very young team too.
I wouldn't say that.
Not very young, but like I'm talking
have enough star
playoff
power.
with playoff experience. Like they're not
Okay.
really the best team. Like if you look at Sacramento wasn't really the best team with playoff experience, but they had Harrison Barnes, and Harrison Barnes kind of carried them with that playoff experience. They don't really have anybody like that. I mean,
I don't really value playoff experience that high. I think a lot of it comes to talent and coaching.
Wait. Pause real quick here. One player that we do know has playoff experience is Jalen Brunson. We saw Jalen Brunson in the playoffs last year and how good he played. And I'm going to give a shout out to Jalen Brunson today. Regardless of the Knicks losing today, Jalen Brunson balled out. We cannot deny that. Jalen Brunson had 41 points, 14 from 22 from the field, and the rest of the Knicks team had 51. So I am definitely going to give Jalen Brunson his flowers this game because he definitely carried the Knicks and kept them in this game. How did you guys feel about Jalen Brunson's performance today?
Well, I think Jalen Brunson is a great point guard. He's a great point guard. I feel like they should really build around him. But otherwise, the way he played today, it was great. I mean, he's been playing like that since the first round. To be honest, he's been carrying them. He's the only guy really making anything happen. So it wasn't unusual to see. I hope to see them back in the playoffs next year to see Jalen Brunson go crazy again.
I think it's just inspiring to see, like, not inspiring. That's probably not the right word, but it's nice to see a guy who's not like a superstar, widely known player, kind of ball out and just play his heart out, and, go off consistently. So good for him. I'm glad they lost though.
Yeah, and speaking of players that probably needed to step up, we can go around here. Let's look at RJ Barrett. Only 11 points. His plus minus was -5. Rodrick, how do you? Oh, he also 1 for 10 from the field. Rodrick, how do you feel about your favorite Knick player?
Those are fake stats. I mean, we
I
need
thought
a
he was next
recount.
Kobe Bryant.
We need a recount. We need a recount. That's not true. Bias aside, some people aren't made for this. I mean, he didn't perform. Uh, 1 for 10 from the field is abysmal. I don't really care for the plus minus because there's four other guys on the court, you know. But that's not gonna cut it. 1 for 10 from the field is not gonna cut it. You gotta do better than that.
Yeah, and also we can also look at Julius Randle, who this series was not great either. Randle, we know injuries, blah blah blah, but this whole series has been the Knicks. A lot of guys on the Knicks have been underperforming, and we can look at Randle. We can look at Randle, and that's just the reality here. Randle in the regular season, though, hitting game winners against the Heat. I remember I watched one of them with my dad, with him going crazy. Now he's sitting on the couch telling me to go away, and he doesn't want to see that jersey or he's gonna burn it. That's why I'm just keeping it. I'm not even gonna put it on. I just got it right here. We got it right here, but that's it for now. Now, Knick fans. I want to just talk about Knick fans because we can see here in this clip, after they win one game, you still have 2 more games to go technically at this time to probably advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you guys are celebrating like this. Like you guys won the NBA Finals, bringing up LeBron, saying, oh, when we see LeBron in the finals, blah, blah, blah. Like, Knick fans, calm down. Jayden, how do you feel about the way Knick fans act sometimes?
Well, they're not very smart. Let's be real. I feel like they jinx it. Like if you go back when they versed Atlanta, I think they won the first 2 games. First game. I don't really remember the series totally. To be honest with you, if you mind checking that for me, fact check.
What am I checking?
Well, how many games did they win?
Against
That
the Hawks?
yeah.
They only won one. I don't even need to do a fact check.
And that shows you how like terrible the Knicks fans are. Like they'll get hype over 1 game, bro. Like it's ridiculous. Like let's be
Like you
real
shouldn't be,
here.
you shouldn't be
This
celebrating.
guy, Julius Randle, with whatever is on his head, is not carrying your team. Jalen Brunson is shorter than him, and he's carrying your team. RJ Barrett is a bust. Like, let's be real.
All right, get off.
And if another thing I really do want to bring up is probably like them not letting. I mean, okay, he is old. He has a lot of injuries. D Rose, but like,
Oh
I
my
feel like he would have been that kind
gosh.
of guy, that factor that would have
Stop.
helped them. Hear me out, right?
Stop.
D Rose has playoff experience. I mean, he is an old guy. Don't get it twisted, but he would have definitely helped that team in some type of way. You know what I'm saying?
You are you're missing it, bro. You're missing it.
What am I missing?
That's
Like, let's be honest.
You
Let's
mean to tell me 47,500-year-old Derrick Rose with his 42,000 ACL, knee, whatever injuries is gonna do something in the playoffs?
he can
First of
score.
all,
I'm not saying
who's
he's scoring. Like, I'm saying like he'll like lead. He'll like help the team.
he'll help
Like,
the team? How?
yeah, leadership, bro.
Leadership.
Like, look at Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green,
Who?
Andre Iguodala. The guy that sits on the bench for the Warriors.
What's his last name?
Iguodala.
You mean Iguodala?
Iguodala.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Wait.
um,
Hold on here. I have a different take. Instead of Derrick Rose, one player I want to point to is Evan Fournier.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
The guy
that one makes sense.
The guy has a $73 million contract.
And is on the
$73 million contract. And he played the same amount of minutes in the whole entire playoffs as the three of us did, which is zero. That is not good.
I feel like that's another thing with the Knicks right now I want to bring up. They give the biggest contracts to these guys and sit them on a bench. It makes no sense to me. Like they're just sitting here waiting for them to do something. Like, bro, you had these guys on the bench. It is kind of funny to me. Like Julius Randle was on the bench. Then you have Evan Fournier. Like, bro, what are y'all doing with your cat, bro? Like, what's going on? What's going on?
That's like one thing I never understood about the NBA. Like, I feel like all these like random casuals, bench players getting like 15 million, 20 million a year. I don't understand that. Like,
Yeah,
why was Evan Fournier getting $73 million over 4 years?
and he's sitting on a bench like he's not doing anything. I'm like
that should be his career earnings.
Yeah.
$73 million.
So like
not over a contract.
So like that's another thing with the Knicks. I feel like they spend a lot of money on the wrong guys. That's why they ended up in the position they are in. Because let's look at it. Like they could have done a lot of more things in free agency. I don't remember the free agency pool last year. I don't remember a lot of the players that were in it. So do not ask me. But I know for sure they could have gotten some good guys from that free agency pool instead of spending 73 mil on him. I think they got him last year, right? From free agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got him a few seasons ago. And also with Fournier, the reason I said you should play him is because when you looked at the series, the Knicks needed shooting. And there was Knicks fans on Twitter calling for them to take out Josh Hart and to put in Evan Fournier.
And we've seen with Josh Hart. I mean, let's be real. Josh Hart wasn't bad in the first round, even though he did leave that comment under Donovan Mitchell's Instagram post. But that's a whole other story. But Josh Hart isn't that guy. He's not that factor you need to win a game. You understand what I'm saying? Like he's more of a bench player. He's more of a role player. Like he'll come off the bench. He's like Jordan Poole. You know, he's that type of guy that'll come off the bench, shoot a little bit, get your guys open, but he's not the scorer. He's not a guy that's gonna like help you win games. You know what I'm saying? He's there to just set it up.
I don't think that Evan Fournier would move the needle. Like if you replace him in Hart, I don't think the Knicks. I mean, they might maybe get some more points, but I don't think they're gonna win the series off of that.
I mean, Evan Fournier is more of a better shooter than Josh Hart. If you look at
I understand he might be a better player, but he's not putting the Knicks. They're not getting past Evan Fournier.
Think about it. You put Evan Fournier and Jaylen Brunson on the same court. Then you still got RJ Barrett. You still got those other guys, but you still have two shooters that are consistent.
We're acting like Evan Fournier is like the greatest of all time.
No. The reason I brought this up is because he has a 38% career 3-point shooting. And when you look at the Knicks this series, I've been saying they needed shooting. And you got a shooter on the bench. And mind you, he hasn't played, but like I said, he's making all this money. So I think this series, that when the Knicks needed better shooting, it would have been nice to see Fournier probably get a few minutes and see how he does. And because, you need shooting. And we saw Grimes take that shot, which he airballed.
He's a bad airball, too.
Yeah, that was very good.
I feel like next year going into the season, they need to make some changes. I feel like Julius Randle has to go. They're paying him too much money for no reason. In my opinion, he's an inconsistent guy. RJ Barrett's a bust. Move on from him. Like, it's a lot of moves they need to make this all season, in my opinion. I mean, if they want to keep RJ Barrett for another year, see if he comes out to be a better player, go ahead. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to get rid of Julius Randle. If you're not going to play Evan Fournier, get something back for him. You understand? So, like, they have to make some moves in that GM office.
Well, number one, Randle, they are not moving off of Randle. And They're not going to trade him because we can look at Randall. You can say what we want about him, but the dude was third team All NBA. He was third team All NBA. Averaged 25 points per game this year, 10 rebounds, averaged a double-double, 4 assists, and has been. He would have played every single game this year had he not got hurt towards the end of the season.
Oh, my fault.
Go ahead. No, okay, hold on. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is, I was of this opinion that, yes, Randall is inconsistent and they should give Obi Toppin more minutes, blah, blah, blah. But at this point for the Knicks, I think you have to keep Randall because at this point, you're going backwards. You're going backwards if you're the Knicks. You're going backwards because you're building on something here. You're building on something. You won a playoff series. Granted, the way you could have won this series too. This is probably one of the best chances to go to the Eastern Conference Finals for the Knicks in a very long time. This is like one of your best chances. They blew it. Okay, but you got to build on this. And how do you build on this? I don't know. Maybe do you get a better center or better shooting guard or small forward? That is probably where you go. RJ Barrett should have been traded in the whole Donovan Mitchell deal because imagine a team of Donovan Mitchell, Brunson, and Randall. This team probably would have beat the Heat if they had Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. So what I'm saying here is I think you got to keep Randall, but I'm thinking RJ Barrett, he's got to go. He is a bust. He's a bust. So any final thoughts before we end this video?
I think we've all come to the conclusion that changes need to be made for that Knicks organization.
Yes. Rodrick, any final thoughts?
I want Victor Wembanyama.
That's not happening, bro. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. They'll have to give up half of their team to even draft that guy.
You forget what team I cheer for and what team.
He's a Spurs fan. They can.
I keep forgetting about that.
They can't get Victor. They can't get him.
Yeah.
They can't get him.
Who's the? Did they do the lottery picks already?
No,
not yet.
They ain't doing it.
We have decent odds. So
I mean, true, very true. All
right, everyone. Please like this video, unless you're a Knicks fan. I understand. It's okay. But
your season's over. Haha.
But we'll see you all in the next video. Bye.